Hello and welcome to another video. So today we are taking a look at SwordCraft. So similar to our last SwordCraft video, we are running of course a Natura sort of variant. It's mostly focusing on the Storm Followers again, and that's the big thing for this deck. This time we're running a couple of Omen. I've thrown those in here along with just refitting the deck a little bit with of course Leods and stuff like that are really quite hard hitters, using Aether a bit more for the Bayleon play and things like that, which are always nice. So we're going to get right into this and check it out. So the couple of matches I do have here today are both against Sword. Unfortunately, Sword is one of the weaker archetypes at the moment as far as things go. It's not bad per se, but I think it's definitely getting shut down hard by Dragon, Haven and Roach in particular. Really struggles to do much against those decks a lot of the time, so I'm not really seeing long drawn out games or really any games that are important per se. But Sword vs Sword games are always fun and always give me some decent entertainment, so hopefully you guys can enjoy these too. Of course, we don't have a great turn 2 play. Desert Pathfinder is good. I would like to say great, but maybe not quite. On the bright side, we have the Aether of White Wing, which is a great turn 3 play on that side, so that's definitely what you want to be able to take when you can make a line of play. Having double Bayleon in our hand is very good. Very handy.
I'll show you why I am fit to rule.
These wings are the emblem of victory.
And the Aether, yeah, okay, fair enough. We get some good damage in, we get the Leod out, which puts something on board that we can use. Our opponent's using their Evo, which is great. We want to force out those wherever we can. That'll give us a decent advantage head on, so why not? Now Bayleon, Sovereign Light. We really want to get our Evo value out of this by getting the extra King's Might. And I just want to slam something to the board, just some extra board presence, which proven to be enough. I mean, I can understand it's hard to get past this. It's an unfortunately early concede, but it was one of the better early games I had overall. So that game was just the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Sword is one of those things where concedes happen, you deal with them, you move on. Having them concede early, not always the funnest thing in the world, especially for, of course, viewers. But I still like to show off that one as it was very, very solid early game. Shows you just how good it can be going from a turn 2 through to 4. Lupin Axeman, that's okay to go up against. It's a fair trade. And another Aether play, this is always good. If you can always get Aether on 3, you're pretty much set because you can go for the Bayleon on 4. Or potentially 5, depending on when your Evos are of course available. I like to use him with of course his Evo. Excluding when I have 2 of course. That's some really good value on its own as a ward, so I may as well take it. And I still get the basic effect. They went for their own Bayleon though, which was a little more interesting. So definitely kept me on my toes here. A bit more of a fair game, to be honest. So to see my entire board get crushed wasn't fun. At least I was able to generate the King's Might, sorry, there, which is great. I still need to take out the rest of this, which luckily Ivory Sword does a good job of, and I can easily go for some extra damage with this King's Might, getting a really nice quick blader. Honestly, the only way to win against Sword when you're playing a Sword is to just outplay them. So getting as much value on board and then smacking face as quickly as I can is definitely the way to go. Their Leod Crescent Blade was nice though, although they went for the King's Knight version with the Ivory Sword Dance play, leaving it completely unprotected, so I'm not personally a fan of that. On the bright side, my own Bayleon's going to take this out while setting up potential for another quick blader play going forward. And then we get to see their own tree.
Let's cut you down to size.
I've failed, haven't I?
And that was a pretty decent play from our opponent.
First slice speed.
It's hard to deal with a 7-5 at this point in the game.
You're trespassing.
Swift Tigress is a good option, and pretty much the only decent one I've got, honestly.
The guiding light.
Even if it cost us a little bit there.
Becometh justice.
We do have 3 Forest Princess now, though. So we can pretty much storm every turn if we want for the next 3 turns without too much risk.
You're trespassing.
And I think that's exactly what we're going to do, at least next turn.
The guiding light.
We'll storm them out.
Would be wise not to underestimate.
Plus we could use a King's Might on the next one, which will give us that little bit of extra buff.
Everything this world offers will be mine.
Alright, no real danger here, which is great.
Mortal or deity, I have them all.
I never want to see too much risk, and this is working out pretty well. We've taken 1 damage the entire game. Or at least 1 damage that matters.
You would be wise not to underestimate.
So we have a 50-50 swing here on the Princess. This is a little bit of a risk, but paid off wonderfully.
The guiding light.
I could have even used the extra King's buff along with that Quick Blader to deal even more damage, so worked out pretty well. Overall, I was pretty happy with how this deck competes on the current meta. I'm not happy with how, of course, it goes up against the top meta, but overall, we're in its tier where it would be tier 2 or 3-ish. Probably low tier 2, high tier 3 maybe. This deck is good. It has potential. I'd like to see it go further, of course. It's a bit legendary heavy, but outside of that, it's really nice to see Sword have something that's consistent and feels different but same-ish at the same time. So I really enjoy this deck. Hopefully you guys do too. Deck list will be in the description below. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content. Until next time, guys. See ya.